Hello and good afternoon, class. How are you doing today? Hope that you are fine and healthy in your own ways. Today we're going to start our lessons on Unit 8. Unit 8 is on page 69 through 72, entitled Things Between Home and School. So what do you see when you travel from home to your school? What are the things? These are the questions for today's lessons. In this lesson, Unit 8, we are talking about natural environments and man-made environments. But for the sole purpose of this week's lessons, we will only talk about natural environments. Next week, we will talk about man-made. So our focus today is on natural environments. What is natural environments, may I ask you? You can submit me some posts or post something up on our Telegram post about natural environments. You can do it now and we can discuss it throughout our lessons. For example of some natural environments, I can give you one for my example. A natural environment is, for example, you see a tree. A tree is something that is not man-made, that is grown naturally through nature. So that is something that's natural environments. And the environment. What is the environment? Can you please take out your book and turn to page 69? I will get out mine. And I will read to you the first paragraph on page 69. And if you want, you can also read with me. Okay? You ready to begin? On page 69, the first paragraph. Things between home and school. In daily life, while traveling from home to school and from school back home, we see many things. For example, the sun, the sky, the clouds, trees, roads, car, people traveling, people selling goods and high buildings. These things around us are called the environment. So, the environment is everything surrounding us, including me, you, your mom, your dad, your sisters, the house you live in. Everything around us is called the environment. So for my first questions, I want you to list a few things that are a part of the environment. And just a few things, post them up on our Telegram post so I can see that you understand what are your surroundings and what is the environment. Okay, hopefully I can see your post and you send it in as a text. And I want to explain to you a little bit about natural environments. I have a few examples here. One of them is the mangrove forest and the pine forest, which you can find on page 70. Can you please turn your book to page 70? Page 70, you see there are some pictures of natural environments. One of them is the river, the other one is the forest, the clouds, and the mountains. All these are natural environments. But I have some pictures here of the forest. And in forest, it talks about mangrove forest and pine forest. I will upload these pictures for you so you can have a better viewing and you can see the differences between a mangrove forest and a pine forest. Can you give me some example or can you tell me what are some differences now? Please post it up in our Telegram post so we can discuss this. As I will give you one quick example of the difference between a mangrove and a pine forest. As you see in a mangrove forest, there's a lot of water. For example, trees go in the water. And in the pine forest, there's hardly any water. It grows in the mountain or in a jungle somewhere. That is just one of the differences. I want you to pay close attention to these pictures, and part of your assignment is going to be something about these pictures. But I will explain that to you later on in this video. So now that you have understand some part of the natural environments and the environments, and hopefully we can continue to communicate on this topic, the environments. And for your first task, in your notebook, please, in your notebook, write down 5 natural environment scenes you see every day. So write down 5 natural environment scenes you see every day. As for my first example I gave you was the tree. The tree is one example of a natural environment scene because a tree is not man-made. So you can use my tree as your answers too. So you have to list 4 more natural environment things that you see every day at home or on the way to school. And for your second task, my question is, what is the difference between a pine forest and mangrove forest? As you can see in this picture, this is a mangrove forest and this is the pine forest. I want you to write a paragraph. That means probably a whole page. The difference between a mangrove forest and a pine forest. Again, these pictures can only show you some scenes, and the book only talk briefly about these forests. So you can do some research about these forests and write your paragraph on your research. You can research on Google, you can research in YouTube, or you can research in any other apps that can help you write your task. You will be given 40 minutes to complete this task. Once you complete it, you can send it to my personal Telegram or our Telegram post so all your classmates can see your work, see how you did and how you will get graded and scored on this. Again, you have 40 minutes. Until our second video, goodbye. Hello class, and welcome back to the second video of our task today. As we can see on our first video, we talked about the natural environments. And I've seen some of your work that you sent it to me. You have understand what natural environment is, and you know what the environment is. The environment is, as you said, everything that is surrounding us, including your families, your friends, this building, and the trees, the cars, and everything else you see. That is part of our environment. But our subject was about natural environments. As on your task, you listed five natural environments, and all five that you listed are correct. The trees, the waters, the sun, and the sky, those are all natural environments. You have done a great work. Now on to our second task. Our second task will continue talking about our environment, but I want you now to write about your environment. So my question to you is, how can we protect and preserve our natural environments? How can we protect and preserve it? Preserve means to keep for a very long time, maybe for your children's, your grandchildren's, and maybe for hundreds and thousands of years. How can we preserve our natural environments? So I want you to write a paragraph describing your solutions, your answers, and how you will put it to work. So how can we protect and preserve our natural environment? So write a paragraph about how you can do that. A paragraph means a whole page or more. But, I have a but here, I will give you some bonus points. The top 3 writings will receive 5 extra points on your next quiz. So I will choose the top 3. Your grammar points, your spelling points, and how you describe your solutions and how you will put your solution to work. All this will come to the corrections of your work, and that is how I will choose the top 3 writing. You will have 40 minutes to complete your task and submit it to me. Anyone that submit me their work late will not be qualified for the top 3 for the 5 points. But you are qualified, you still receive your full points for your essays and for your writing, but you will not receive the 5 extra points. Again, but since this is a writing assignment and it will take me a little long to read and correct all your work, I will post up the scores and your corrections before next week's class. So you will not get your points right away, or your work will not be corrected right away. It will be corrected by next week. Okay, this is our second task, and you may begin now. You have 40 minutes. Until our last video, goodbye. Hello class, and welcome back to our third and final video for today. Yes, the third and final video is about your homework. But before I go into discussing about the homeworks, I want to review a little bit of what we learned today. Today we have studied things between home and school, meaning things that we see between home and school. like the environment. What is surrounding us? What do we see when we go to school? Do we see shops? Do we see trees? Do we see people? And as we read through our text in our reading, all these things around us are called the environment. I know you understand that because you have submitted me some of your works, and I see that you know what your environment is, and especially what natural environment is. Natural environments, that mean things that are not man-made, things that are made from this world, things that occur naturally. Next week, though, we will talk about man-made and man-made products. So prepare and be ready for that. Okay, now on to our homework. Our homework here, I wrote down 2 questions for you to answer. Again, you will have 1 whole week before the start of our next class to submit me this homework, meaning to send it to my personal telegram. I want you to write the questions and answer in your notebook. Again, I don't want a yes or no questions. I want an in-depth questions, meaning that you understand your work today. The first question is, how can you promote your community to start caring for the environment? How can you promote? That means, how can you project yourself, or what can you do to help your community to start caring for the environment? You as an individual, you as a student, and you as a people. What can you do to help your neighbors start caring for the communities and caring for the environment? That is your question. The second question, out of all the natural resources in this world that we use, which one do you use the most and why? So as we went through our lesson, we have discussed a lot of things about natural resources. Now, out of all these natural resources that we have learned, which one do you use the most and why? There are many answers to this, and I can pinpoint one specifically, but I will not give you the answers. I want you to use your own judgment. And this is again about you. It's asking you, which one do you use most? And explain your reasons. Please write a full in-depth paragraph on all your answers, and I will correct it and send you back your score. Okay, class? Till we meet again next week, be safe, stay healthy, and goodbye.